Hello, delegates and faculty advisors. I hope you're all excited to be here in this moment as we prepare to disclose our conference winners. As a reminder, I'm Michael Oleaga, the Secretary-General for SRMUN Virtual 2021 and Executive Director for the entire SRMUN organization. I'd like to congratulate all of you because this is a different ModUN conference. As much as we try to simulate an in-person experience for our virtual conferences, obviously there's still glaring differences. We're virtual, we're just two committees, single delegates instead of pairing with a partner, and yet you have stepped outside your comfort zones and took on our challenge this weekend. While this is our third overall virtual conference, this is our first standalone virtual conference with no connection to our SRMUN Atlanta or SRMUN Charlotte labels. This conference wouldn't be possible without you. On behalf of the entire SRMUN organization, we are truly grateful of the work, the time, the sacrifices you've done, or that you might have made to join us virtually here. Also, thank you to our virtual conference staffers, including General Assembly Plenary Director Michael Engelhardt and Noah Vetter, who stepped in for the last session. Noah is also our Secretary General for SRMUN Atlanta 2021. Thank you to GA Plenary Assistant Director Des Woods, for NATO, Director Ryan Barrowald, who is also the president of the SRMUN Board of Directors, and Assistant Director Emily Bowen, who is going to direct the Security Council at SRMUN Atlanta 2021. Another thank you to Jordan Dickerson, who served as our Director General for this conference, and she's our Deputy Executive Director for SRMUN Atlanta. And thank you to the SRMUN Board of Directors for the support for this virtual event. There are many reasons we engage with ModUN. It's a brilliant way to discuss the ideas that you really care about. It's also a great networking opportunity. It can be another adventure with your friends or an opportunity to establish new friendships. ModUN can amplify your view of national, regional, and international politics. Some of us may do this for the awards, and for some of us, just the experience. I was first a SRMUN delegate in 2009, and achieved many opportunities such as improving my researching and writing skills, confidence in public speaking, met different people from various walks of life, some who are now teachers, nurses, workers for the state or federal government, professionals in higher education and nonprofits, computer programmers, lobbyists, attorneys, social workers, journalists, accountants, and a lot more. I didn't go into ModUN for the awards. Was it nice to get recognition with an award? Sure. Funny enough, I've never won an honorable, distinguished, or outstanding delegate or delegation award at SRMUN, although I have won outstanding position papers at SRMUN. But despite not winning certain awards at multiple SRMUN conferences, it's the experience of ModUN that kept me around. I've been involved in SRMUN in some fashion for now over a decade, and I hope your experience with ModUN doesn't end today. If there are limitations to staying in ModUN because you're a delegate, perhaps you're about to graduate, or certain limitations in terms of courses, then please consider joining our SRMUN staff. Applications are open for roles in either SRMUN Atlanta and SRMUN Charlotte. And if you're interested in helping virtually, you can still apply by visiting srmun.org and click on Get Involved. For more information on how to apply for staff. All right, we're going to begin our award ceremony by first recognizing those delegates who have won outstanding position papers. Let me try to share my screen here. All righty. So once again, we'll start with the Outstanding Position Paper Awards. For SRMUN Virtual, we are awarding delegates based on just the delegate work, not the delegation, not teams, in comparison to SRMUN Atlanta and Charlotte. And we'll begin with Outstanding Position Paper Awards from the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Just to give a heads up as to how we calculate this, before the conference, delegates use the SRMUN website to submit position papers for the committee in which they are assigned member state represented. These papers are graded by our volunteer committee staff using a standard rubric, taking into account formatting, grammar, the member state's history and involvement in the topic, the diplomatic tone, and recommendations for change. Once on-time papers are graded, the total scores are calculated. The delegates with the highest scores will receive the Outstanding Position Paper Award, and we'll begin with NATO, and this is in no particular order. Poland, from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Iceland, the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Estonia, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Romania, Middle Tennessee State University. Congrats to those that have won outstanding position papers for NATO. We'll now continue in the same category for GA Plan. In no particular order, Belarus from Broward College. Libya, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Lebanon, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Haiti, Eastern Illinois University. Nigeria, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Uganda, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Turkey, Broward College. Ukraine, Middle Tennessee State University. And congrats to those that have won outstanding position papers for GA Plan. We move on now to the conference awards. During the conference, our volunteer staffers nominate exceptional delegate performance in each committee during each committee session. The staffers take into account various aspects such as caucusing, diplomacy, participation, preparation, and resolution writing. Some things to consider is, does the delegate make a concerted effort to work with other delegates during informal debates? Do they make an attempt to work with outside the regional bloc? Does the delegate find cohesion and compromise among their fellow member states? Does the delegate take a respectful, educated, and professional approach with working with others? Does the delegate adequately represent the policies of their member states in the context of the topic or crisis? Does the delegate contribute substantive material when it comes to the production of working papers? And so on and so on. So there are 3 levels in conference awards. We will first begin with the Honorable Delegate Awards from the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. These are in no particular order. Latvia, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Estonia, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. And those were the Honorable Delegate Awards for NATO. We now move on to the Honorable Delegates of General Assembly Plenary. El Salvador, University of North Carolina at Pembroke. Egypt, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Canada, University of North Carolina at Pembroke. And now to the second level of the conference awards, we have Distinguished Delegate Awards. We'll start with the NATO Committee, once again, in no particular order. Romania, Middle Tennessee State University. And we already move on to Distinguished Delegate Awards for GA Plenary. Lebanon, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. France, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Poland, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. And finally, the top awards, which are Outstanding Delegate Awards. We'll begin with NATO. Poland, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Finally, the Outstanding Delegate Awards from the General Assembly Plenary. Ukraine, Middle Tennessee State University. China, Northeastern State University. Congratulations to those that have won awards. I will contact the faculty advisors of these schools regarding the delivery of the awards. If you had a great experience, a great virtual experience, just imagine your experience at an in-person SRMUN conference. SRMUN Atlanta registration is still open. We'll gather at the Sheraton Atlanta Hotel from Thursday, November 18 through Saturday, November 20th. The registration deadline is Friday, October 15th. Registration will continue after the 15th, but with late fees implemented. There's also a deadline to RSVP your Sheraton Atlanta hotel rooms by Tuesday, October 19th, 5 p.m. Please visit SRMUN.org/Atlanta for more information. SRMUN Charlotte. 2022. Registration opens October 15. We will send an email to our mailing list with exclusive information before it's on a SRMUN website. So stay tuned for that. That will take place March 24th to the 26th, live from the Omni Charlotte Hotel. And once again, thank you for taking part of SRMUN Virtual 2021. We hope to see you very soon. And I now adjourn SRMUN Virtual 2021 over. Take care.